This is your friendly reminder. Sometimes people are stupid as fuck. Don't be mad or like sad about the fact that they hate you, because sometimes they do it to them damn selves. Like, my ex was going crazy in my DMs on Instagram, sending me huge paragraph manifestos like, fuck you, I hate you, bitch. I hope rats break into your shit and shit all over your clothes. I hope you starve, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, nigga. Like, I left your life relatively peacefully. I just left. I didn't do shit to you. I left. That's all I did. So he just hates me because he can't have access to a free fuck toy that he can ignore the consent of. Not my fucking problem. You had me, then you lost me. Womp womp, nigga, kill yourself. I got banned from an open mic recently, which is actually kind of player in hindsight. It's like that. All because niggas were getting terrified of me. Why? Because I outed some of their friends who were either creepy as fuck or predators. Or predator enablers. And then I guess they were like, oh shit, what's she gonna do next? We're all paranoid, we're all paranoid. And it's like, I haven't done shit aside from go to that mic, sip some tea, eat some tacos from the local business, and then clap for anyone regardless of if I like them or not. I just told niggas, if you're fucking hanging out with my rapist, you can't hang out with me. Don't talk to me. Don't wave to me. If I see you at an event, I'll clap for your shit or I'll politely ignore you. Nothing to fear. But I guess niggas were quaking in their boots. Like, only really hit dogs were hollering in terms of this shit. And I guess enough people hollered because they were just fucking quaking in their boots at some skinny ass black girl who was very open about who the fuck should and should not talk to her. I even told those niggas online, I was like, oh no, I can't go to an open mic where no one shows up but me. Like, even before, like, when I didn't have beefs with any of these people, I would still be the only person in the audience showing up. No one else paid attention to their jokes, laughed at anyone, clapped for anyone. It was just me. And then, even then, I remember at some point I was like, okay, you know what? Things are getting a little tense since I'm ending some friendships in the comedy scene. Let me not go. I didn't go for 2 weeks. They had genuinely no one show the fuck up. So bad that I had that someone else who was on, like, one of the people I was cutting off at the time, he reached out to me on some, hey, if you ever need a ride, I can give it to you. We miss you a lot. Like, fuck you. You're friends with my rapist. So eventually I did come back because it's like, you know what, I'll take, like, if this dude wants to give me a ride, I will accept it. He better not bring that fucking nigga up to me whatsoever, though. He knows that. But otherwise, yeah. But apparently, I terrify a bunch of comedians in the area because they're like, "Ooh, what's she gonna do next? What's she gonna say about us?" And it's so funny because I've explicitly said I don't talk shit about people unless they're like massive fucking predators. Like if you raped somebody or like abused somebody, or if you're someone who is just like yeah, the only other niggas I really openly beefed with that I can know of is these dudes who are like, ooh, I don't think this comedian really raped someone. Also, wasn't the girl a slut anyway? The cops aren't looking at the facts. He definitely didn't do it. And then trying to pressure me to drink and shit. And I just was like, you know what? If there's any other girl who's going to be around these men, I want them to be safe. Because, like, I would like to know this shit if I were someone else who didn't have this information about them. And now they're shaking in their boots and shit because, oh no, yeah, you got caught openly supporting a rapist who everyone else is condemning. Sucks for you, my guy, but not for me. Like, some people in my estranged family are pissed at me. Or both sides of my estranged family, all because, guess what? I fucking left. Relatively peacefully. Like, it wasn't even, like, a whole year passed by before I actually even made a video talking in depth about what my mother did to me as a kid. And that got a lot of backlash, but that's really not my fucking problem. Not, like, no. I left your circus. I'm allowed to leave a Yelp review on it. 0 fucking stars. Lots of shit slinging. Lots of unnecessary abuse. None of the shit was even funny. Okay, maybe, nah, it still wasn't funny. I would have just no. I got some people who hate me simply because they can't have access to my life anymore. Like, trying to leave hate comments on my shit because it's like, oh no, I didn't let you take me on a date. Oh no, I actually held you accountable for something assholish that you did do. Womp womp. Like a friend of mine who is trying to come back into my life, he's on probation. He had hated me for a bit just because I finally was like, you know what? It's been like months of you doing this, and I've set boundaries each time. You can't keep like joking about me being a whore. You can't keep saying fucked up shit about me, shitting on the people I date, shitting on my life. I can't even tell you good news because your instinct is to shit on it because you're insecure. I'm not a fan of that. So since you're not stopping, we aren't gonna be friends anymore. Fuck you. And then they hated me for several weeks. They almost simmered down. And then we met up. They didn't hold themselves accountable. They did the whole, ooh, I'm sorry that you saw it that way, but yeah, and I wasn't doing any of that, and you're just insane if you think that. Like, that never fucking happened. Also, I'm sorry. And I just was like, yeah, no, get the fuck out of my face. And then they didn't, and then they got a cup of water tossed on their lap, and it's like, okay, you had that shit coming. Get the fuck out my face then. Like, how you, yeah. But don't worry, after months of them subbing me at open mics, which was actually some of the funniest shit that they've done in a pathetic, super sad way, eventually they came to terms with the whole, like, they went through such an ego death and actually started going, okay, yes, I did do that, I did do this, I did do that, she was a good friend to me, fuck. And then they actually came to me and apologized multiple times, expressing sorrow and regret. And that's what you're supposed to do. And that's the shit I really, really enjoy. It's like, there we go, someone who actually grows as a fucking human being and recognizes the misdeeds and apologizes and shit. Works for me. I got some niggas that hate me just because I won't fuck them again. I got some people that hate me because I don't want to give them a 181th chance to fuck me over. Like, I remember I had a housemate simply fucking hate me for, like, my current fucking housemate, they hate me because it's like, hey, your dishes have been sitting in the sink since February and the whole house smells like rotting cat food. Can you take care of them? You're 50. Get a fucking grip. And also, use incense after you take a shit. Wash your hands after you take a shit. Like, you can't keep complaining. Like, yeah, they hate me because I hold them accountable and won't let them just be like some big, like, fucking, ooh, I have an ego, I want to fuck everyone. Like, yeah, we had one housemate who was so sweet. Nice, clean, not even around much. All the housemate did was say, oh, hey, I'm sorry, I lost my keys. Can I get someone else's keys just to copy them real quick? I'm really sorry about this. And then my housemate just decided to get into the nicer one's face. Like, I don't know what the fuck you think you're doing or where the fuck you think you came from, but we don't do this here. And it's like, why are you being nice to them? They pay rent on time. They're not an alcoholic. They're sweet. They aren't causing any drama. Why are you trying to instigate shit? Shut the fuck up. But I know they just have like a massive ego. It took like a fucking year to finally get them to actually. I like me and another housemate had to clock them like, hey, guess what? Stop leaving like massive spills of ramen in the microwave and leaving it for someone else to pick up and decay for days and days and days and then complaining about roaches in the microwave. Because you're the fucking source. You're the reason for this. Get it together. So they can hate me all they want, but it's like, okay, it doesn't change the fact that you're a dirty, funky, musty bitch and you should resolve that issue. Because they hated me when I asked nicely and when I was cleaning up the household and being sweet and like they were acting like I wasn't doing enough or that I was just some irritant. Like, I would say hello to them, they'd be like, unprovoked. And it's like, that's weird because I haven't done shit to you. A year later, they did start being more, I don't know, nice, I guess, or just like trauma dumping if you really want to be honest about it. And then afterwards, it's like, congratulations, it flipped the switch pretty damn well because once it was like, okay, I had to remind them, like, of certain messes that they were making and, like, can you please help me out with this or that? They weren't fucking with it. Like, boohoo, I'm not giving you consent to just be musty and let everyone else, like, deal with your issues, you fucking asshole. I remember another housemate simply got mad at me because I asked them, oh, hey, this set of string lights that we really like around the house, they happen to break. I've almost got them fully, like, fixed. Like, it's fully good. The only thing is the battery, like, case lining on the back won't stick anymore, and so it's hard to secure the batteries in place. If you're not too busy, can you help me and do me a favor and like help tape them back into the battery pack? But you don't have to if you don't want to. And they were like, okay, I guess. And I said, oh, really? Are you sure you don't have to? And they were like, no, I can do it. I can do it. And then I give it to them. And then like, a few days pass, almost a week. I forget, a week or 2 weeks. Either way, I eventually just am like, huh, never heard back about that string light situation. I come back, check the living room, find them. And then it's like, oh, she heard me say, can you just like tape the batteries into this battery pack compartment? And she somehow, with her stupid fucking brain, decided, oh, she wants me to entirely dismantle this whole thing. And she did this stupid thing where she ripped the wiring of the string lights entirely from the plastic casing that it's connected to, the baseboards and the technology, like microchips and shit. So it's like she just destroyed the item and then didn't want to like directly tell me, hey, I destroyed this item, I'm sorry, or ask for any help. I offered help multiple times, she didn't take it. And I was furious because it's like it took a lot of hard work and effort to get those lights in the first place, and they were gorgeous. All I did was send her a text that was like, hey, listen, I adore you. You're amazing. You're a really thoughtful member of the household. But if you did have an issue with the string lights, I would have loved to have assisted you because I don't want to cause you like any issues like or stress whatsoever. If you didn't want to do it, you didn't have to. And I don't like, I want you to know that you are a really wonderful asset to this household. We're so glad you're here. You're fantastic. But, you know, if you ever need help, feel free to let me know. And I guess I'm just a little hurt because I wish I would have known about the like what happened to the string light sooner. And then this bitch decided to dedicate the rest of her time living here to totally fucking hate me to the point of flailing and growling and yelling and screaming like a fucking menace. I've even reread over the text and I was like, I don't think this would be somehow misconstrued as hostile because I meant it. I said that she was a loved household member and that I don't want her to feel safe and welcomed. Like, if anything, I could have been like, fuck you for damaging these string lights, you fucking idiot, which 99% of people would have done. I chose to be nice. She chose to still fucking hate me anyway. And yeah, so that's how my experience with fellow non-binary housemates have been like. That's annoying. Some people can hate you because you get more attention than them. Some people hate you just because you call them out on shit that they want to keep doing without consequences. Some people hate you just because they feel inferior to you or insecure about you or anything. And it's just pathetic. Like, sometimes I'll be like, am I really, like, sometimes I will be, like, doing inner work and stuff. And I'll be like, do I really want to keep going through the cycles of, like, meeting people, being wonderfully accepted into a new friend group or anything, and then having to, like, leave? Like, and it's like, I'm noticing a trend with me. It's like, okay, it starts off normal, but then it's like a mass exodus of like I have to leave entire massive friend groups or Discord chats or whatever. But anytime I look back on it, it's like, you know what? No, because that girl was a massive bitch and super hostile. She didn't have to air me out like that. If she really had an issue with me, she could have DM'd me. Yeah, I don't regret telling off that one dude and saying that he's a fuck. And well, I'm not gonna repeat what I said, but it's like I said some shit to him, and it's like, yeah, maybe he should have thought twice before he followed my fucking rapist on Instagram. And then when I would told him that that was my rapist, which he most likely knew about. It's a common topic on my story. He still wanted to like just totally ghost me. So it's like, okay, you know what? If you're not gonna treat me as a friend, then we aren't friends. Fuck you. Be mad about it if you want, but yeah, not my fucking issue. And then birds of a feather like flock together. There's always people who are enablers. There are always people who want to brush it under the rug. There are always people who don't have common sense, intelligence, or brain cells. There are always people who are just stupid as fuck and have weird mental issues. And then it's just like, okay, if you like, hell, I remember I cut off like my buddy Seamus. Like, I'll say his name, fuck it. I cut him off because of the creepy shit he was doing, where he was nonstop like insulting anything good in my life and kind of seeming smug about the bad, but also not caring about the bad, and just being selfish and also like really offensively, disgustingly misogynistic and insulting towards me. And I remember like two of our mutual friends hit me up to talk about it, and I just made it clear like, hey, I know your team Seamus, you don't have to do this. Simply put, I already talked about it on my story. You most likely saw it. It's pretty straightforward. I got so mad and blacked out, and next thing you know, he had water on his lap. What can I say? And mm, and like, I don't know, I had to lose two friends in the process because they couldn't, like, they were men. I'm gonna say it. And what I'm noticing is that when it comes to men, a lot of them don't sitting to notice that, like, hey, this in girl world, this is extremely fucking awful. And this is not like, yeah, he approached me being hostile when he already was plenty hostile before and expected a good result. What can I say? You made me feel unsafe as a woman multiple times. And then their friends just want to brush the whole, oh yeah, I know he was calling you a whore. I know he said this fucked up shit to you, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I also remember when I lived with my grandmother, I remember she tried to shit on me for like fighting back against my mother when we had that physical altercation that led to me moving out. And I could tell my grandmother really just wanted me to move back in with my mom because she just was tired of seeing me around and stuff. Trust me, I was trying to make moves to fucking move out as well. I was every single day looking for jobs, looking for places, looking for spots, all that. I just wasn't finding like anything that would hire me instantly. Either way, my grandmother was being a fucking cunt. But to sum it up, eventually me and her like there was something that happened. I'll talk about it more some other day. But I remember, let's just say a catalyst happened and she was trying to kick me out of her place. Like, you can't live here no more. You can't live here no more. I don't know where you go, but you gotta go. And then me, like, I felt duress, but at the same time, I kind of knew, okay, I can at least cut these people off and never see them again and no longer have any stress. My worries are no longer about, like, oh, how does my grandmother feel? How does my biological father feel? How does my aunt feel? This, or that. Now, my only concern is, where am I going to go? What am I going to do next? Which places can I sleep at? Which places can I, like, live for extended amount of times? So then she just saw me go, all right, I'll start getting ready. And then I just got up and calmly started picking up my items. And she was like, wait. Like, and at first she, like, was just insulting me as I was picking up my items, just insulting me for the act that made her want to kick me out. I don't regret that act to this day. Fuck it. Either way, I was just calmly picking up my stuff, calmly picking up my stuff. And then she kind of, like, you could tell she started to regret it. And then she started to say, to me, just because I say you can't live here doesn't mean you have to go. Like, you don't have to just because I say it. And I could tell that was her old person way of saying, like trying to show regret and remorse, and that she did want me to stay, but to be more remorseful about what I did. But I just straight up was like, no, it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Like, I hurt you, and you're entitled to your opinion, and I can leave. It's fine. It's probably better for both of us anyway. She looked at me like, what the fuck? And then she was like, you don't have to go. No, you don't have to go. And then she started screaming, and then I still picked up my stuff calmly. And then she just kept trying to be like, so where the fuck are you gonna go? Huh? So where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna move? Where are you gonna be at, Tamia? Tell me, tell me. And I just was like, I don't know. Anywhere but here. Anywhere is better than here. Because at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm actually cool on the idea of, like, even sleeping on some park bench in fucking the cold ass, like, winter spring season, if it means I don't have to be around any of this shit anymore. And then, like, an argument broke out, blah blah blah, lots of slander. She said that I was acting as if I was possessed or something, and that I needed psychiatric help and to be put in a ward somewhere. I don't care. She hated me just because it's like, oh, she couldn't exert power and control over me, and then she actually made me realize I had free will. I didn't have to be with her anymore. I could have a fully nice life anywhere else but in that tiny little fucking apartment where it smelled like nasty fucking old lady body and tuna. So I left. And then I know there was a lot of slander from both sides online and stuff, but guess what? I managed to make it out okay. I'm grateful that I made it out okay. I'm grateful for the donations I got. And I'm grateful that I was able to be safe. And yeah, that's how it's been going. Also, I remember, like, a few nights before the catalyst happened, I remember my mother was trying to be like, oh, so are you moving back home? Or are you gonna, like, stay out there? So I know, so I can have your bedroom ready. If not, I'll pack up your stuff for you. And then I just said, I think I'm gonna stay out. And then she, like, at first was trying to hide the fact that she was upset, but then the next thing you know, I said something like, oh, I can come by and pick up my stuff. You don't have to touch anything. It's fine. And then she flipped her fucking lid, sending me like 8 paragraphs of just hateful, 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 hateful shit. Which also just kind of showed me, yes, I'm making the right decision to leave. It's so funny how all these people do the same thing. And also, it's kind of disgusting. I'm sure Freud would like to have a word with me because this is something that several of my exes have done as well. Isn't it messed up how your relationship with your parents can fuck up any relationships you have in your love life going forward if not checked properly? Yeah, not cool. And so, I remember at that point, it was just like, okay, so she just hates me because instead of me coming back with my tail between my legs and her being able to proudly prance around the household talking about how I have nowhere else to go, nowhere else to be, blah, 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 and her realizing the consequence of her actions is that, hey, you assaulted me. I have scars on my face. I can't stand to look at myself in the mirror and I feel like shit. I'm going to leave now. And you're not going to see me again and you don't know when you'll see me next. And yeah, it's a fucking. That's what she fucking gets. And she hates me just because, even to this day, she hates me just because I am no longer giving her access to any section of my life whatsoever. And the best she can do is lurk from like some weird like fucking YouTube channel or whatever to try to watch my videos to see how I'm doing. And in case you're watching this right now, I'm always and forever, even at my absolute lowest, going to be 10 times better than anything with you. And same for my exes. If you're watching this video, you're pathetic. And I don't care if you hate me because frankly, I just find it funny that sometimes all you need to do is just thrive and niggas will hate you for that exclusively. They'll be like really? I got into a fight the other day. All because a bitch just hated the fact that I was the pretty new bitch laying next to her ex in bed. And you know what? That shit was funny as fuck. It was absolutely ridiculous. And it's like she had no reason to hate. Especially because she's the one who attacked me first. I have a scar on my neck. And it's like, ma'am, I was trying to hear you out. You could, but nah. It's like she wasn't dating him. They weren't fucking. Nothing was happening between them, at least to the best of what I fucking heard and know about. So it's like she just was like, I'm gonna throw hands with this bitch. Ah, people can just hate you for the most foolish reasons, and it's just baffling. Sometimes I'll get a bunch of hate at once. Like this passing weekend, it's like, okay, I had an amazing date Friday night. Friday night, amazing date. Saturday, why do I keep saying Friday? Saturday morning, throwing hands with some random bitch who hates me just because I happen to be some bitch who's now with her ex. Fucking stupid. And then next morning it's like getting fucking randomly witch hunted on like another social media platform by some dude who I've never even had any beef with whatsoever because he wants to seem player as fuck. I even told him, you know what? I'm glad that I managed to be something that excites you because your mic certainly doesn't excite any fucking body. And I bet your pussy got wet making this post, didn't it, big boy? He did not like me saying that, but that's not my fucking problem. It's like, okay, nigga, I'm happy to not sit in some backyard with rats in the cold anymore waiting for comics to show up. The last time I was there, only 4 people showed up for hours. Why? Not because of me, just because it's not a good fucking mic. So, anyway, life's great, pussy's still good. So anyway, if you're ever in a situation where you're like, a lot of fucking people hate me at once, don't feel bad about it. Most people just hate being held accountable for their actions. They hate like anything that could make their own life easier or the life easier of others. Some people like to go out of their way to be hostile. Some people don't like to communicate. Some people like to be fucking weird and strange. And some people are just fucking evil. And frankly, I don't know. I can't, like, sometimes I feel a little sad thinking about times I have left places I liked. But then again, deep down, I think, you know what? No. Because I was revealed those people were not friends or safe for me. And if someone wants to go, oh, Tamia keeps having like massive friend groups and then leaving, massive friend groups and then leaving. And then it's like, yeah, because I found out that I didn't fit with them as well as I thought. And I want to find people who do. Ideally, people who aren't predators or aren't shitty or don't ghost and actually make me feel welcomed. And I'll keep searching for that, and the love will always find me, and new friends will always find me. I've met people who I loved, and I've lost them in ways that I didn't expect, but it's okay because I will always find someone new, 100%, and always have a community regardless. Peace out.